Hey, yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Pancake Day, and I've got Gabby back on the podcast, this time by popular demand. Uh, I've been reliably informed that the episodes that she has featured on have topped the charts for 2025, and we're hoping to do the
Hey.
same for 2026. We're going to talk about last Thursday's State of Play. We're going to talk about our favorite co-op games and a whole lot more. Please get comfy, grab a snack, grab a drink as we prepare to lock in for Power Hour Podcast episode 135 of the
Streamcast.
Hey, welcome to the Streamcast, bringing people together through gaming since 2018. I'm joined by Gabby. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me again. Glad to be back.
Of course. We'll have you as many times as you are happy to come back on the show.
Before the audience starts to hate me.
Well, I'm Blackamora, the bad boy of gaming, and everyone already hates me, so it's all good. You're going to be
Well, there we
the
go
good
then.
person. Yeah, you're the good person. I'm the bad person. It works. It's perfect. We've got so much to talk about because this is our first episode this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
So we're in the middle of February and there's a lot that's happened.
yeah, and namely, last Thursday we got a state of play, and that is how I managed to get you on the streamcast the first time, because on that one, Wolverine announced with a release date.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome in, Mr. Reds. Hope you're good. So did you catch last week's state of play, and what were your thoughts? If
I
you did.
did. I had to break it up into chunks because this is actually a pretty hefty state of play at over an hour and a half. Didn't manage to do it in one sitting because didn't have an hour and a half last week to watch it, but managed to do it in chunks. I was both impressed by some things, but not blown out the water, if that kind of sums up. There were some fun announcements, but there wasn't anything that I was absolutely, oh my god, I need to get that right now, other than the games that we already knew about.
That's very fair. I would agree with you. I think it was a 6 out of 10. Like, it was not the worst state of play, not the best state of play. It was a good one. Like, we got some announcements that I really liked. There was some stuff that just didn't speak to me at all. So I was just like, all right, cool, piss break. I liked how it started. I thought it started really strong. It was Kenna Scars of Cosmora, which is of course the sequel to the acclaimed Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which I still need to finish. But I love
Catch up.
yeah. You know what? There's nothing like a sequel to get you to finish a game that you've wanted to play for years, bought it, and then left it on your backlog.
I was going to say this state of play was very remastered sequel. Bring it back. Here's a nostalgia trip. You already know about this. Here it is again. It was kind of like, well, you've heard of us. Have another one.
Yeah. I think we know Sony's adjusted their strategy a little bit to a bit more safe and smart strategic decisions. We've had their former president outright say we are really going to double down on franchises that we know have been successful in the past and rely a little bit less on indies and first timers and new releases such as new IPs, and rely on remakes and remasters. So this is kind of that being executed in front of us, and we're seeing that. That makes a lot of sense to me. And I think if it's a lot of games that have been successful or they have put a lot of investment in, I'm with it. For example, Kenna, like I just mentioned, I'm so excited for that game to come out. I can't wait to play it. Obviously, Bridge of Spirits needs to be finished. I'm going to finish it. I don't lie on camera. I'm going to finish it. But there are other games as well, such as Saros, the heavily anticipated sequel to Returnal.
Yes.
And I like how they're really giving Saros a fair shake of the stick this time around, whereas Returnal, I felt like they could have done more to
Yeah,
market
I feel
that.
like Return had its fans and does have its fans, but unless you are kind of already aware of it, it probably wasn't on your radar. Whereas this feels like it's been pushed a bit more, and it's been pushed less as a sequel, but more just a, oh, you've heard of Returnal, then you'll like this. And it obviously isn't directly a sequel. It's within the same parameters of gameplay. Like it's not set in the exact same world with the same characters. Like technically a sequel, but it's not. But it's not being treated as a sequel. It's still being treated as like its own game.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to.
I was gonna say I can see my name popping up.
What's up, Alan? Say hello to the ladies and gentlemen up in here. Kiana as well. Shout out you. Hope you are all good. Hope you're all having an amazing pancake day. If you're in the live chat, let me know what your favorite pancake topping is. I think the strawberries and blueberries and bacon. What's yours, Gabby?
See, the key question is: are you a like thick or a thin pancake man?
That's an even better question. I'm a thick pancake man. I love it thick.
See, so it depends on my toppings. If I'm going thick, I want like a maple bacon situation. If I'm going thin, I honestly think just lemon and sugar, classic.
I get that. Yeah, if you're going for the crepe style. Yeah. Okay, strong answers. When it comes to the state of play, was there a specific announcement that was your favorite, or do you have like a wide array of games that got you excited? Because when it comes to me, I put games in the in any showcase into like 3 categories. I've got games I don't care about. There are games that that looks nice. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. And then there's I'm very excited about this game. I will buy it if I can and play it. Blah blah blah. So, were there any games that hit that third tier for you?
Those are good categories, and I think Sauros obviously is going to go into my I need to play. I started Returnal. It didn't really click with me for various reasons, but I do want to try it again, and rather try in the same game, I'd rather just try a similar game. So that's in that category. I'm also intrigued by the James Bond game. We haven't had a James Bond game in a while, or at least a good one. And we also haven't had like a good action PlayStation game, what a large AAA action PlayStation game, apart from the franchises in a while. So I'm curious about that. Not the John Wick one. Don't think I'm going to play that. But James Bond, I think I'll play that one. And then the other one that I was intrigued by was what was it called? The Paradox one. The one that they teased at the end of the Metal Gear Solid Collection 2 remaster. They teased that octopus game.
Oh, yes.
Because it had like a snake level. And I was like, oh, you can play as Snake as an octopus. I want that. And then realized it was like a separate level. And the game is actually, you play as an octopus in various paradoxes of games. I feel like I've heard of it. So I'm sure someone will tell me that the game already exists and this is like a sequel or whatever. Or I've just heard of the announcement before. But I love a weird and wacky game, as I'm sure people know. I've mentioned it many times. So I'm very curious about that one.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. But that's a very good point. I really like wacky games like that as well. Going back to your earlier points, I am very excited about 007 First Light. Like you said, I don't think we've had a good James Bond game since GoldenEye. So honestly, I would like to play this one. I hope it's good. I really hope it is. It's done by the same people who have made the Hitman franchise. So you know what they're doing when it comes to that kind of game. And James Bond is the perfect archetype for that kind of game. And we haven't seen a James Bond movie in a while.
No, and
for whatever reason,
we will.
Yeah,
so
for whatever reason,
game instead.
Yeah, but if James Bond can't exist in movies, why can't it exist in games? Why not?
Exactly.
I'm so ready for it. It's been quietly marketed, I would say. There's been a bit of marketing, but you know, when PlayStation truly believes in the game, like your Last of Us or your Ghost of Tsushima, or your
Mm-hmm.
God of Wars, the way they will market the hell out of that game, you won't go 2 days without seeing a screenshot or
Nope.
a trailer or an interview with a voice actor or a dev. But when it comes to other games that they're not so confident about, there's less maybe effort, care, and attention put onto that game. And I wonder whether it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of you haven't told enough people about this game, or you haven't told people enough about this game. So can you blame it for not being as successful as your other ones? Whereas the ones that are sure, home runs.
Yeah.
You don't need to market them as much, but you are. So I am 50-50 on whether that game will be a success based on how much they're putting into it. But I want it to be. I really
do wonder if there's a level of just mystery they're trying to do with it, though, because PlayStation are good at their big action role-playing games. I mean, most of their franchises, Horizon, Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, they're all along that vein. And I don't know if it's partly like what you said, they're not sure if it's going to be a success, so they're kind of talking about it gently rather than forcing it down your throats. But also they don't want to tease too much because this may be their new franchise. So like, oh, we'll give you a little hint, go and buy the game and find out for yourself. And then if it's successful, we'll then do like a load more.
Yeah, I like that viewpoint, and especially the marketing expert that you are. I think I'm going to defer to you on that. Whilst I quickly say hello to Archie Plays and Mr. Redals. Hope you're good, bro. Also, you mentioned John Wick. There was such a feeling of, oh my God, I would have really loved this 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say a little while ago.
And
it also feels like it's going to get lost because we're getting a James Bond game as well. They're too similar vein. I know they're not the same character, but they're too similar of a style of game to release such large games at the same time in the same state of play.
100%.
Yeah.
It reads to me as someone who saw the success of John Wick 4, I believe, and then went, let's make a game about it. And unfortunately started after John Wick got all of its hype, whereas they should have been maybe building that game alongside so it can release closer to the release window of the movie. Not so that it has a movie tie-in storyline, but also like it can reach more of an audience.
Yeah, when there's people that aren't necessarily gamers, but they like a game, and they'll watch something that they think is really cool, like a movie or a film, movie, the same thing, or a TV show, and they'll go, oh, that'd be sick if it was a game. And then as a gamer, you're like, I don't think it would be. It works as a film, but it wouldn't really work as a game. I have a feeling John Wick was one of those where someone in the boardroom was like, I've got an idea. John Wick, the game. And everyone's clapping along. They're like, oh, yeah. Someone in the corner's being like, we've already done that, mate. Maybe don't do that.
Maybe, yeah.
And then it got passed, and now we're getting a game.
And it's too late now.
Yeah, exactly. I know I've got my list because I'm trying to remember what else was announced.
Yeah, hit me with your list. Yeah.
One of the games that came up that I never actually played the original. It came out quite a few years ago, but I saw the trailer in this state of play and was reminded about the fact that it was a game. Was Control Resonant? Did you ever play the original Control?
I didn't. I got Troy a copy of Control for his birthday a few years ago, and I think he liked it, but I never played it myself.
Because I remember watching the trailer for the original Control and being like, oh, that looks like a fun concept. And then kind of like Returnal, it sort of fizzled out, and like no one I knew played it. My brothers didn't play it, so it never came back into my life. And then I watched this trailer and I was like, oh yeah, that game existed. And now they're making a sequel. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the Control Resonant announcement, especially because that's a very good point you mentioned about the parallels between Control and Resonant and Returnal and Saros, where the first release is very cool, but doesn't quite resonate with me, whereas these sequels, they do seem a little bit more my vibe. Control Resonant is more of a melee game than I guess the original, which is more of like a shooter,
Yeah.
that very much speaks more to me. And yeah, Resonant looks a lot more my cup of tea. So I'm very much gonna keep an eye on that one and follow its development journey.
Yeah, the small snippet they played of the gameplay going up the wall and fighting the, oh, I guess you want to call them aliens, monsters, whatever they're called in the game, in that style, I agree, is very much more me than we need to walk down a road and shoot someone. That's not my sort of game.
Yeah, there's something about like the stand and shoot, which isn't for me.
Yeah. That's why we haven't mentioned those games.
Yeah. Mr. Redals asks, have you seen the Hitman speedruns? Some just look like a scene from John Wick. I haven't.
I mean, see, there you go though. If another game already looks like the one that's coming out, you've kind of said it all.
Yeah, like Hitman is completely presented in a similar manner as well, with like the smart attire as well. So
yeah,
and it's a franchise that has really captured that essence perfectly in a video game form. So it's going to be hard to improve on it.
It is, and I think Hitman has gone through its own journey of, I couldn't tell you when the first one came out, but popular and then dipped. And then all these streamers picked it back up again with all the new releases, and now everyone knows of it. So you're trying to release a similar game to Hitman whilst it's at another peak.
Yeah, it's quite the battle, especially in this day and age where there are multiple avenues of video games being successful. Of course, you got sales, and then you have players, and then playtime, and then you also have streamers and content creators. So there are many different ways to measure success of a video game, and I think that's a very good point in terms of games can also witness a renaissance if a lot of creators just pick it up. Sometimes you have like that influencer who plays a game and everyone's like, oh, I never knew that, or oh, I want to experience that for myself. So yeah, you see games that come in waves and experience that. And another game that is potentially going to experience a renaissance is Rayman with their 30th,
yes, I forgot about that.
30th anniversary release. I know my business partner Troy and my long-term friend was very excited about that one, and I've seen a lot of people taken to Twitch to stream Rayman again. So I'm very excited about that. The Rayman game I remember, I'm pretty sure it was a 3D one that existed on the PS1. So I want that one. This 2D platformer, I'm very happy for, but it doesn't resonate with me. So
really,
I'm waiting. I'll play it, but like it's not like, oh my god, this is my childhood. It's not.
Oh no, I am in the other camp. The original Rayman was my childhood. When they brought up the simple snippet of the like home screen where he's on the front in the purple background, I went on a nostalgia trip. The mosquito level, which I could never complete because it was so bloody difficult. I'm going to be one of the first people to buy the Rayman remastered plus museum, as they called it, when it comes out.
Well, it's out right now, so I can't wait to see you enjoy Rayman. I want to know if you can finish the story and beat the mosquito level that young Gabby could never do.
I wonder if I don't think I actually ever completed the game, you know. And also, I say when it is released because I'm less of a digital girl. I'm more of a physical copy person because, you know, there's not enough space on PlayStations. So when it's released physically, I'll get it. But I don't think I ever completed it the first time around. I was too young and got frustrated. This time around, I will be.
Yes, you've grown a lot more in terms of the motor skills and patience. And...
Well...
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. I was trying to be a hype man. Maybe. I was like,
what is this? It's like when they re-released the Crash Bandicoot series for the new consoles. I haven't finished the remastered versions because I can't complete them. They're really difficult.
Oh, fair enough.
So, not saying my motor skills have got better, but I'd like to think they have.
You know what? I believe in you. You got this.
Thank you. That's all I need.
And you mentioned weird and wacky games
Mm-hmm.
with the octopus snake. I saw a weird and wacky game that featured a chicken, and it was called Project Windless, I believe. There was a chicken that was fighting another animal, like a snake or something. And my first thought was, what in the chicken run is this? I can't believe they've got Kratos that looks like a chicken. And I'm gonna steal a joke from Faheen, my good friend. So if you're watching, this is to you. He called the game Cock of War. And I hope that Sony are watching and rename that mid-title Project Windless into Cock of War. The game doesn't even need to be good. I promise I will buy that game if you call it that. I'm looking right down the lens. PlayStation. Name that game Cock of War, and my wallet is yours.
I think they'll get a lot of money if they do that, but I'm not sure it'll go on shelves.
Look, are you a coward or do you want to make money? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess that brings us nicely into the major announcement they left at the end, doesn't it? Which wasn't really a major announcement.
Well, I saw on Instagram for 3 days, people were going nuts. I saw people going, oh, it's not God of War. When they saw Sutton to Monica, what the fuck else do you think it's going to be? People losing their shit. People were, I don't know if you've seen, there's this one random black guy back in the day called Jalen who tried to go Super Saiyan and he recorded it and put it out on the internet.
No.
Okay, never mind. There was a kid who tried to go Super Saiyan. Didn't go well. And there was another creator who basically was trying to go Super Saiyan because he saw God of War and he was like going nuts. And when you say it wasn't a major announcement, I think that guy would disagree.
I only say that because I feel like when people picked up on the fact, as soon as that one appeared with half the logo, I feel like as soon as that appeared, everyone was suddenly like, oh my God, it's going to be a God of War announcement. It's going to be major, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, a trilogy remake is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I will probably get it and I will play it. But I think people were expecting the announcement of a new game. I mean, we did technically get a new game, but it's like the prequel platformer thing. That might be for some people. That's not for me. But I have a feeling a lot of people were like, oh my God, we're getting the next God of War 4. It's going to be amazing. That's coming. They said it's coming. It's Project Whiplash or whatever they said it was. Whiplease. Cock of War, like you said. But that isn't what they announced then. So I think for me, it fell a little bit flat. Not bad, but a little bit flat.
You know what? That is completely fair, and I hear you. But I put out an episode last year with someone who is no longer part of Streamcast, and we celebrated 20 years of God of War. And I can't remember if I said this verbatim, but I basically said something along the lines of, I think they should remaster or remake the God of War Greek trilogy. And if Ares or whoever in charge of PlayStation does that, my soul is theirs. I didn't mean it.
You said it on camera.
But I might have to pay up.
Yeah, you said it now.
So this is a quote. You can't use this in court. But my point is, they have done it. I have wanted it for a year. I feel like this is one of them ones where a lot of people who enjoyed the original games for the first 20 years of God of War, we were celebrating that last year to mark 20 years, and we were saying stuff like, oh, I hope that they release the Greek saga again. And we did get a lot of peripheral announcements. So we got like vinyls, we got artwork, we got memorabilia, and we were like, yeah, this is fine, but we really wanted the games. This is quite disappointing. And what I gather is they saw all of that and we're like, okay, let's remaster the trilogy, which is why we got the announcement now as opposed to last year. I think they've been working on it, and I'm very excited about it. I am happy to wait a year. I'm happy that they're doing it because A, it's a good example of social listening. B, it is directly Sony's new mantra of doubling down on successful IPs, safe bets, safe strategies. So why wouldn't you do it with one of your most popular franchises now, one of PlayStation's mascots? If there was a Mount Rushmore of PlayStation IPs, I think Kratos would be up there. So why not? And I just think that it would be really good to hopefully capture a new generation of God of War gamers who have enjoyed 2018 and Ragnarok to kind of get further context behind who Kratos is and kind of understand why we OG gamers get it and love it so much. Hopefully not detracting from who Kratos is now as well. So I'm very excited about it.
See, that makes sense. But I will say I didn't get into God of War. I'm one of the new fans. I didn't get into God of War until late, which is probably why the announcement of the trilogy didn't hit me the same way it hit you. Mm-hmm. But this will be my way in. And you say there isn't a Mount Rushmore of PlayStation, but technically there is, and it was Astrobot. Their little featured levels all had the key franchises, and God of War was one of the levels. So
that's true. That's true.
That's PlayStation's Mount Rushmore in game form.
That's very true. I think that's valid. I think there's definitely a way to have like two schools of thought about it, two different viewpoints of the same painting. I think that's very good. I think it will be a hit for the developer, for the studio. Mm-hmm. But I think in the back of our minds, we're all thinking, where's God of War Egypt though?
Oh,
I'm convinced it's Egypt that they're going.
Oh,
where is it?
You say it loud enough, place that Sony might hear you.
Where's Anubis? I hope that is what gets announced down the line. I will be getting this Greek trilogy remake, and the only thing that could have made the announcement sweeter for me is if they added the 2 PSP games to it, because I never played those because I had a DS growing up, so I missed out on Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. I do think fans of God of War should be able to experience those games as well, because the little parts I have played of those games I really enjoyed. The state of play did end on a sour note for me, because then they announced they were saying all this cool stuff about, we got a new game, we got a new God of War game, and I was like, oh, sick. And then it was a 2D platformer, which I'm so happy that it appeals to a lot of players. It's not for me. It's absolutely not for me. I have no interest in playing that game. I might watch a Let's Play, maybe. There's a lot of good lore. You get to learn a bit more about like Atreus and Kratos' relationships before he becomes the God of War, which I think is really important for anyone who's like really into the lore. It just doesn't say God of War to me, like the gameplay.
No.
And there has been some controversy because the game is marketed as a multiplayer game, like a 2-player game, but you have to beat the game to unlock multiplayer. And they don't say that.
Funny
which is really, really bad. And I do think whilst I love praising and saying everything that's good about video games, I think it's also important to equally call them out and criticize them without, getting, personal or, ridiculous or radical. I do think that's something that I can safely call them out for without being vilified.
It's funny you say that, actually, because again, I've mentioned this before. I'm a big fan of the Yakuza series, Like a Dragon series. I have finally finished Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and with most of the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games, once you complete the game, you can go on to New Game Plus. In fact, with most games, not just the Yakuza series, New Game Plus, where you play with the same upgrades, tools, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Everyone knows what New Game Plus is. I wanted to unlock the achievement for this game, for New Game Plus, because all you've got to do is start New Game Plus, you get another achievement, a gold achievement. But I realized that New Game Plus isn't included in the original game. They have packaged it. There is a DLC for an arena, like a battle arena that you can buy. But inside that DLC, they've also put New Game Plus. So unless you buy that DLC, you can't play the game with the same tools. So they're basically making you pay for New Game Plus. Not a fan of that at all.
I think that is very crass. I think that's really bad. I want to say unprofessional, but that's not the right word. I think it's capitalist greed.
It is. It's microtransactions at its finest.
There you go. It's the ugly side of modern gaming, because now you can fix your games post release and you can update it and fix stuff, but you can also slide little things here. I had a similar example with Lies of P, which is my favorite PS5 game, but I think they announced DLC last year or the year before, and I wanted to play it, but DLC was locked in a certain part of the game in between like the middle and the end of the game, but I had already beaten the game, so I couldn't play DLC. So I have to play the whole game again, get to that point, and then play DLC.
See,
On
that's
stream,
like
I found that out.
Two different tactics. In my case, they've just basically gotten rid of the replayability unless you pay. In your case, they're making you replay because you've paid. I'm not sure which one's better out of the two scenarios. Either way, you're slightly ruining the gaming experience, because I'm not getting either the ability to play again, or you're forcing me to play again in order to experience something that I thought I would get with the original experience, but I've now not got.
It's a sink of either money or time, or in my case, time and money, because I bought the deal and I have to pay through the game, which took me like 60 hours. I ain't doing that again.
No, especially if it's towards the end.
Yeah. So that is trash. For example, yeah, I don't appreciate that in the slightest. I do think it's quite fair for gamers to call studios and developers out for stuff like that, which I think are nothing more than underhanded tactics to try and squeeze more money out of their customers, which games are very expensive now anyway.
Oh yeah, the general price for any major game is extortionate. If you then want to add on all the microtransaction bullshit, like skins and costumes and extra weapons and all that bullshit that comes with it, plus DLCs, you're looking at a very hefty amount. It's not then fair to make these extras either be unplayable or take things from the original game and put them in an extra, or not even give people the satisfaction of an extra being worth paying for. Like some DLCs nowadays are basically a level that you've played with a different skin, but you're paying 25 quid for it, rather than it being a new experience.
Yeah. I
don't play a lot of DLCs, as you can tell.
Neither do I. Mr. Redal says, I missed the days of paying for a game once and you get the full experience. 100%.
That's exactly it.
Back. I will say though, on the DLC topic, they announced Ghost of Yotei Legends for the 10th of March, and I'm all about that. Because it's
segue.
Free. Let's go. I'll go through like the rest of my stuff really quickly, and then if you have anything more to add to the state of play, you can. Dead or Alive 6 is going to be free to play. I'm very excited about that.
Yep.
And they have announced a new project, which I presume will be Dead or Alive 7. Very exciid about that.
We presume.
Yeah. You never know.
It's a DLC.
6.5. Oh wait, that's Street Fighter.
Sorry.
Beast of Reincarnation is set for the 4th of August. I think the funniest joke that Game Freak has ever pulled is the fact that they can actually make a good game that is interesting and unique. I think it's so funny they've been trolling us with Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. And whatever else they've got, ZA or Legends. I think it's so funny. I'm here for it. It looks really good. I actually remarked it looks like a few Korean games. It looks like Lies of P a little bit. It looks like Stellar Blade in terms of presentation and graphics alone. It does look a bit more complex in terms of gameplay than your average Game Freak game, and I can't wait to check that out. I don't know if I'm like at buying stage yet, but I'll follow the development journey of this. I'm intrigued. Marathon looks shit.
Sorry.
And I'm sorry if that offends anyone. It's just this game PlayStation have been marketing for like 6 months now, and I'm just like, I don't know who this is for. I don't know. I don't think I know a single person who is excited about
There's
this.
some 16-year-old somewhere that is buzzing for it.
You know what? Maybe they found their market,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna land for me. 0%. Like, I hope it ships. I hope it does so well. It's just not for me. I just what was that game, Concord? It
What, the
feels
one
like,
that was taken down after a month?
yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like Concord to me. I might be completely wrong and out of touch on that, but personally, that's what it reads to me. But on a positive note,
I don't remember it.
it got a lot of time.
I think I must have skipped it.
It got 15 minutes of that hour-long presentation.
I definitely skipped it.
And then X-Men Token Fighting Souls is the last thing I want to talk about. It looks really good. Arc Systems are making it, who made the best Dragon Ball Z game of all time, Dragon Ball Fighters. And it looks really solid. I hope Cyclops gets announced, and I think ArcSys really should be the ones to make a Shonen Jump game if they ever get one greenlit in the future, because I think there would be legit interest in seeing like Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, etc. like interact in the game. You have to make the game mechanically alive and fun, and I think ArcSys are the developers to make that happen. I really want to see a Marvel versus Capcom 4, hopefully in the next few years, but I'm happy with this for now. Yeah.
Not sure
I'm not giving my soul to anyone for that.
So you reminded me to go back through the list because 3 more things. One, the extra teaser for Pragmata has just made me even more excited for it. So the first trailer that we ever saw for it, I was so excited. I was like, what is this game? I want to play it. I downloaded the demo, still want to play it. Didn't realize the whole control system. If no one's played the demo yet or even seen the gameplay trailer, the way that you combat or bring down the shields of your enemy is you basically have to do a puzzle before you start shooting them. So various buttons, move the puzzle, then you start shooting. It's a very different way of combat. It looks so much fun. And then obviously this little teaser they put in this state of play, I thought it was just going to be set in a spaceship. We've now got a random New York set world. I'm so excited. Secondly, we've had so many trailers for it, but the next trailer for Resident Evil Requiem, I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's not really a spoiler, is it? People are going to play the game. I saw Leo and was like, shit. Oh my God. And then I saw the police station and I was like, shit, we're going back. Very excited. I don't know. Resident Evil was one of those games that I haven't played that many of because I'm not great at horror games. I can do horror films. Horror games, it's the control. For some reason, I can't do it. But I will, if I don't play it, I will definitely be watching a non-speaking gameplay of someone else playing it. And then finally, oh no, sorry, I've got 2 more. Oh my God, I'm going through the whole thing. Silent Hill, the new Silent Hill. First of all, we've been waiting for a Silent Hill forever. Secondly, we've got a black main character. Never thought I'd get that from a Silent Hill game. Also, it just looks sick. If you're a fan of Silent Hill, I'm sure you're probably excited, but it just looks amazing from the trailer. And then finally, a fun one, the Star Wars racing game. I'm really excited for
Nice.
Because don't ask me why. I'm a big racing game person anyway. But I watched the trailer and was like, oh, this is gonna be really fun. And then in the last second, they teased that you're going to be able to do pod racing in the game, and I was like, right, I'm sold. That's it. I'm done. Getting it.
I love how we have really mentioned different games. I'm so down to play Requiem. I love Resident Evil, even though I have the same thing you do, and I think my theory is because we're the ones controlling the character, the horror is happening to us, through the screen. I'm spectacularly shit at horror games, as you can see.
Me too.
As you can see, when I play the first 3 hours of Reanimal on this very channel, I get spooked a lot, and it's like stop motion, not stop motion, but it looks like very clay characters from the same guys who created Little Nightmares 1 and 2 before
Mm-hmm.
they split off from the studio. Really, really good game. And you talk about puzzles in Resident Evil. This game has got so many puzzles and it doesn't hold your hand. The game forces you to think and use your senses and try to work things out. It's such a good game. And I think Resident Evil Requiem is going to be equally as good. We are here for a jam-packed year of video
Yeah.
games.
I know, got really excited. Offloaded everything of State of Play. I don't think there was a game that we didn't mention there.
I don't think so. Yeah. I do want to ask you though. There have been rumors that there's going to be a follow-up State of Play in May where they are going to give a bit more attention to games like Wolverine, GTA 6, and God of War. Do you have any thoughts about that? And would you like to see any other games announced? If not,
I don't think so, because like we mentioned before, the last State of Play that we had back in autumn time, my number one game from that it wasn't even, because it was announced 2 years ago, then we heard nothing, then it was re-mentioned again in autumn, was Wolverine. I've always been a fan of superhero games, but good superhero games. So they're like the Batman PlayStation games, like Gotham City, that whole, there's 3 to 4 plus a VR one, I think, as well, that I've never played. Those sort of games in my jam, where it's superhero, but it's not cheesy superhero. It's like gritty, bloody, gory, all of that sort of stuff. That's what I think we're going to get from the Wolverine game. It's not going to be, oh, I'm a superhero. Wolverine as a character isn't one of those people. So I was already invested in that. So I would love to see more of it. One kind of on that as well, because they announced the Deadpool game as well at the same State of Play. Was it the same State of Play? Which do you remember that?
I do remember them announcing a Deadpool game, but I don't know if it was at the same State of Play. But it was around the same time.
Yeah, some other announcement. They announced the Deadpool one, and I can't remember if this was in a State of Play, so if it was PlayStation exclusive or not. But I remember seeing that and thinking that of a similar vein. If it's gritty, gory, dark, but a bit funny, which is Deadpool, I wanna see it. GTA at this point has been talked about for God knows how many years. We've had so many jokes of, oh, they've done this before GTA 6 even came out. Like, I'm over it. Once the game comes out, I will play it. But at this point, I don't really care about what you're going to tell me. Just release it and we can play it. Obviously, you're on the God of War side, but that for me will just be a fun little announcement. I won't have much to say about that. And I don't think there's another, or at least off the top of my head, there isn't another franchise or game that I remember seeing and thinking, I really want to hear more about this. I don't know if it's just because I've been so exposed to so many new games that my brain can't think of anything outside of those, or if I think I've just exhausted other games for now and I'm waiting for something new, i.e. something that we've not heard of, not a non-existing franchise.
That's fair. Yeah, you know what? I think that is maybe a good place to be. Like, just kind of have an open mind and see if they can wow us. But a lot of the games that were mentioned are games that we either already know about or it's to be expected that they're going to come out with something else. So yeah, maybe they can surprise us with something that we have not had any idea about, like with Wolverine, a few years ago. Let me know in the chat or in the comments which games would get you excited, or think one up if it's not been discussed ever, which would get you out of your seat in May's rumored State of Play. I've really, really enjoyed having this conversation about the State of Play on this podcast, and in my humble, unbiased opinion, I would say this is one of the best gaming podcasts out there. And it's not just me saying it, because a million podcasts are saying it, because we at Streamcast have been crowned one of the best 40 gaming podcasts in the UK. Love that. The mic is picking up the perfectly. And not only did we make the best 40, we made it all the way to 25. That's right. Streamcast has been ranked the 25th best gaming podcast in the UK. And that's amazing. It's a great way to start 2026. But you know what that means? We have 24 ops that we need to dethrone on the way to becoming the best gaming podcast in the UK. So I'm going to need everyone to believe in me as I believe in the Streamcast as we take that climb one step, one pod at a time. I don't know when, but I do know where and I do know what. And the what is number one, and the where is on top of this and every other list. Let's go.
Hey, if there's 24 above you, that means all you got to do is beat 2 a month, and by next year you'll be at top.
Quick maths.
Simple
That's
enough,
the
right?
marketing mathematics brain right there. And thank you, Mr. Redals. Yes, yeah. I am very, very proud of that. It's been a long time I've been working on this podcast, and it's good to see some positive recognition. It's good to get the flowers while you're still going. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people don't give you the flowers until you're gone. I'm here to kill that mindset. Give the flowers while they're still alive.
Take the flowers.
And exactly, take the flowers, smell the roses, and in a very unpainful, very natural way, I'm going to segue into co-op games, because video games, I think, are the best medium on the planet right now. And you can enjoy video games by yourself or with others. Rhiannon was the perfect example of that. You can play that solo, or you can play online or couch co-op with your friend or your family in the same room as you. But Gabby, what are some of your favorite co-op games that you've ever had the pleasure of experiencing?
Now, this is a difficult question because we kind of talked about it on not the last pod, but the first pod I did with you, where we spoke about how the landscape of gaming has changed. And like you said, that a lot of people game online together now. It's not necessarily like couch co-op, which is the term that's used now, whereas that was just co-op back in the day. And like the PlayStation, because we talked about the PlayStation 2, that was it. The multi-tab to connect, 6 controllers or 5 controllers, 4 controllers, whatever it was at once, so you could play multiplayer. I don't play that many co-op games now because of that. I don't have online. I've said before, I'm not really an online person. Couch co-op games, they are coming back. I think gaming companies have realized that people do just want to sit down with their friends, their partners, their families. This is obviously not including platforms like Nintendo that I know are still capitalizing on people being in the same room together. I'm speaking more PlayStation, Xbox. But couch co-op is coming back. People want to sit in the same room as their, like I said, friends, family, partners, and play a game and experience it together, rather than having to have the whole setup of microphone, headphones, controllers, online, Wi-Fi, all of that. So before I go back in time, I am a big fan of the oh my god, I've completely forgotten the name of the studio, but the guys that do Split Faction, A Way Out, It Takes Two, those games, which I think are probably the most popular couch co-op games currently, because they've really bought the excitement of a 2-player game. It's not just a game that you can play 2-player. It is a game that is purposely made 2-player, and there's 2 different channels and each person has a specific role, rather than it being one of those games where, it is a single-player game and you can add this person if you want and they kind of are just there. Which reminds me of like Sonic on the Sega was technically a 2-player game. It's not a 2-player game. Where the main person would play as Sonic and the second controller would control Tails. If you died, you would fly, you would hover above him. If Sonic then ran off, you would then be stuck hovering above Sonic's head and you wouldn't get to play again. That was it. So when I was little, my brother would play Sonic. He'd be like, it's 2-player. We can play 2-player. And I would play as Tails and I'd get left behind because I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I'd be like, you ran away from me. And then I'd fly back onto the screen, not realizing that I wasn't in control anymore. And he'd be like, no, you're there. And I'd be like, okay, I'm flying now. It's not a 2-player game. Anyone that ever tells you that, it's a lie. It's not a 2-player game. It's a 1-player game with an assist. That's the best way to call it. But sorry for that ramble. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Is it Torchlight Studios? I don't think it is that does.
Oh, it's Hazelight Studios.
Thank you, Hazelight Studios, that does the 2-player games now. I think they are smashing it, and you can tell they're smashing it because before Split Faction came out, everyone was just waiting for their next game.
Mhm.
And then Split Faction came out, and everyone's like, this is amazing. Give us another one. Like, what else have you got? So while I try and think of some good co-op games that I played in the past, I'm going to leave you with those to talk about.
Of course. And I do think that is the quintessential game archetype for modern day co-op games. I think Hazelight Studios have done an amazing job. They're the pinnacle right now of multiplayer games. And yeah, I do really like the brave decision to be like, you cannot play this game by yourself. You have to find someone to play with. I don't care who, but you better find someone. I really like that because instantly it's unique and it sets it apart from everything else in the market. And the most important part for me, the games are actually good. So It Takes Two is such a fun game, and I really need to finish that. But yeah, I need to find a new partner to play that game with. So whilst I'm on the hunt for that, I also want to play Split Fiction because that's such a good game. It's such a good game. I've seen it. The amount of Easter eggs that are on the game. I really enjoyed my time playing It Takes Two. I want to go back and finish that. And then I want to go on to finish Split Fiction. And like you said, I think it is the ultimate seal of approval from the number one judge of video games, the players. When they finish a game or when your game releases, the first question is, when's the next one? When's the next one? Of course, we are greedy consumers, but the modern market has kind of determined or conditioned us to be like that. But two, it's a massive compliment of, oh my god, I enjoyed this meal. When's the next one? I can't wait to have the next one.
Yeah,
they have done such an amazing job, and I haven't seen too many games try to copy them because that's something I have noticed when a really good game comes out, like Vampire Survivors. A lot of other games will try to mimic it. Bloodborne and Elden Ring and Sekiro are very good examples. A lot of people were trying to, get some of that Souls-like pie. A lot of games are trying to get that roguelike pie right now. And I haven't seen that with this type of game to the effect of, oh my god, there's flood in the market. There's so many of these. Can't play this game without another partner games. I don't know if that speaks to the high level of difficulty to make a functional, compelling game with a great story that doesn't feel plastic like a lot of the modern AAA, quadruple A games. But I think again that is like the pinnacle, the Premier League of multiplayer games. And yes, Redals is completely right here. Level 1, touch grass. Level 2, make a friend.
Yeah.
Level 3, play the game. And another thing that they've done really quickly is if one person has a copy of the game, they can just play with someone else without the second person having to own the game themselves. I think that's such a sweet move, and that goes against a lot of the capitalist greed that we were talking about earlier in this episode. To see that there are some modern day developers who are still for the gamers, who understand the cost of things nowadays. I think that goes a long way above everything else. But a good story, good gameplay, a game that looks good, and a game that truly gives a crap about the gamers is something that's always going to have a special place in my heart.
And I mean, if anything, you said that you've not seen many people take on the co-op games since these have come out. But I'm actually seeing, I've not played many of them, but I'm actually seeing various sources on the internet that more co-op games are being picked up because of these releases. So every now and again, I'll get these top 5 co-op games to play with your friend, and these co-op games to play with your friend, and all that. And I think rather than it being a, like you said, with like the Dark Souls style, where people are just trying to make money by making a game that's similar to what's already been announced, they're seeing that these games are popular, and rather than being like, oh, I mean, we'll just copy it, they're like, actually, we can capitalize on the fact that people just want to play games together. So let's make a game for people to play together. And I think that's taking us in a better direction of gaming. And obviously, they're still doing it for the money, but it feels like it would benefit us as the players more than the studios, because we're going to get quality games out of it rather than just duplicates of games that already exist, like a duplicate of It Takes Two, for example.
Yes, yeah, that would be a lot more superficial and obvious to a lot of the gamers, and it just wouldn't do well. Just a very good point. Some other games on my list, I will try to not go on for too long. Overcooked is a great example. Some would say it's not a co-op game. I think it is. It's a chaos co-op game.
Anyone that says it isn't a co-op game, have you tried playing that game alone? Then shush.
Now, there are some Gordon Ramsays, I'd like to say. I know quite a few who have... I remember one time doing a stream with Mr. Midas, who is a great guy. And he was fully on Gordon Ramsay settings. He was shouting at us. I remember Tech Jammer was there, and he cussed him out because he started throwing plates in the bin. He was fucking up so many levels for us, and Mr. Midas was like, "Alright, get it together. All you need to do is cut the fish. Stop fucking up." And hey, we did get 3 stars.
But at what cost?
There's never been another stream with those 2 creators. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Not on my platform.
I'm not allowed to play Overcooked with people I know because, you know, similar reasons.
Well, I remember how you were with Pico Park.
That was one that I was actually going to bring up. It's on my list. For anyone that doesn't know what Pico Park is I believe a Switch only game, unless maybe you can get it on the PC as well.
I think you get it on PC.
Where you play as little cats, elephants. Still not sure what they are. It's like a pixelated game. It's very fun. You basically have to traverse a level from A to B, cross-platformer, and you can play up to 6 players, I think it is, and you like stand on top of each other and whatever. But it's one of those rage bait games where, as Mr. Riddell said, elephants. There we go. It's one of those rage bait games where if one person touches something wrong, or if you go wrong, you fail the level, and it's very easy to go wrong. And I remember me and Andy playing this with one of our colleagues from work, and I might have got a little bit competitive to the point where one of the levels we were chanting 1, 2, 3, 4 in rhythm to make sure that we completed the level on time.
What is that? Cooperation.
Yes.
That's not part of the game. That's us as human beings going, we need to work together to play this game. It's beautiful. It's the beauty of humanity. And we won't talk about the fact that Gabby cussed out several people multiple times.
Doesn't need to be mentioned. No one needs to know.
It doesn't need to be mentioned. That's a very good point that you mentioned. If one person messes up, it messes up the entire level for everyone, and everyone needs to start again. So either everyone completes the mission, or everyone is stuck on that level. So it doesn't matter, you know, if the varying levels of skill or ability, everyone must complete the level together.
That's a true co-op.
It's a co-op in every sense of the word. Yeah, I love that game. I can't believe I forgot about that. Honestly,
if anyone hasn't played it, I highly recommend you finding a group of friends, no context, and telling them you're going to play Pico Park together, and just see what entails, what follows.
Honestly, it's one of the best co-op games I've ever played. It did so well at one of our games nights back in the day. It will always get a good reaction, and people get into it. Even people who aren't like gamers, self-professed gamers, they get into it because whether you're watching or whether you're playing, it just immerses you, and that's just a 10 out of 10 game for me.
What else did you have on your list?
So I mentioned Overcooked for a specific reason because Isaac, who was my original podcast co-host and still a very good friend of mine, we had a very fiery moment one time that thankfully will never see the light of day because Isaac forgot to record the footage. I don't mind blaming Isaac on that one. It was his fault. But there was a specific day in 2019 before the pandemic that we were playing Overcooked, and Isaac decided to be a troll, and he decided to burn everything, take the fire extinguisher, not use it, and spin in a circle singing, oh, what's the name of that song? danger, danger, high voltage. When do we touch? When do we kiss? And I lost it and just told him to shut the fuck up for 5 minutes straight. And the other members of Streamcast were there at the time, and they thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the worst gaming display I have ever witnessed in my life. And thankfully, that footage will never see the light of day. I apologize profusely to Isaac afterwards because it was not nice. It was. That was really bad.
See, in those situations, you've either got to join the troller or become, become angry like you. So I remember another case of Overcooked where I think I was playing with my little brother, and I don't know who else we were playing with, maybe older brother and someone else. And my little brother decided to just start chucking cucumbers. Just stood in the corner and chucked cucumbers. He wasn't doing anything else. The whole place was covered in cucumbers. And my first instinct was to just go over and can you slap in the game, or you can push them or whatever, push them out the way.
Slap. Yeah.
Yeah. But instead, I then went over to whatever the thing that was next to it and just start chucking food at him. And then that set my older brother off, who then just started chucking food at us. I think it was the 3-minute level. We were all just chucking food across the room. We still managed to get 1 star somehow because we'd still submitted 1 dish before all of that. But yeah, if that happens, just join in. What you got to lose?
That is hilarious. I probably still will crash out. I won't lie. So.
Right, so let's play Overcooked on the next stream then, yeah? I'll start chucking at you.
So, it's funny you say that. One of the games nights that we had recently at Streamcast Club, we did play Overcooked. And there were a few moments where I wouldn't say insults were thrown, but I think I made it very clear that I questioned their ability to cook. So, I was disappointed.
Remind me to not get into a kitchen with you.
Look. I think I am such a fair guy, and I think I give everyone a chance. But when it's clear, then I look. I'm not a rage guy. I'm a calm guy. I'm nowhere near as bad as Mr. Midas. Nowhere near as bad as Gabby playing Pico Park.
I knew that was coming out.
And I will move on.
I was going to say, if we need a game to move you on, I've got one.
Streets of Rage, another really fun
classic.
Game. Amazing game. The entire franchise. I'm specifically thinking of 2, which I think is on the Mega Drive, and 4, which is on the Switch. Really fun games that you can have friendly fire on. So if you are feeling like a chaotic little shit, yeah, you can be. But
it's not quite the same though, because of the way the game works. Unless you're stood at the exact same level as them, it's hard to actually shoot them. So
yeah, it's fair. Yeah, there's a science to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the essence of the game is very much to work together to beat up the bad guys, to beat up the big boss, which is always a fun challenge. And again, that's another one that we had a lot of fun of playing the games nights at work back in the day. I was surprised at how popular that was actually. I don't know if that's the colors, whether that's the story, the gameplay, or the fact that people were playing together, and there wasn't so much competitive nature of like who's the best at Smash or who's the best at Mario Kart. It was more so we win together, we lose together, and I think that's very peaceful. I love that.
I've got 2 games, and they are 2 very different games. One's been mentioned in the pod before, but it's classic. But firstly, the Lego games series, specifically Lego Star Wars. Lego Harry Potter is also good, but Lego Star Wars, because that's all I remember playing multiplayer. It works as a single player game, it does, but it is so much funner if you play with other people, because it's just battling, whacking, getting studs all day, every day. Especially when they then remastered and added the 3 new games for the PS4 version. Will forever be in one of my top games. And anytime there is a new Lego game release, I want to play it. I still have Lego Horizons on my wish list. When it comes down in price, I'm not paying that much for a Lego game. I love them, but I'm not paying that much for a Lego game. But I think nearly every other Lego game I have played, and I mean like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Batman, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones. Like they've made it about everything. I've nearly played every single one because they are just a good 10 to 15 hours of casual gaming that you can play by yourself, but even better with someone else. And then the second game, which I have mentioned before, but holds fond memories and I think works very well as a co-op game, is Time Splitters 2. Because the story mode, again, you can play it single player, but they have little features that make it work as a co-op game as well. Like the very first level in Siberia, one of you needs to hold the security camera deck to point where they are, and then the second person needs to be in charge of the sniper to shoot the cameras. Obviously, you can do that as one person, but why would you have to flip between the two when you can just sit on the sofa together and say, "Oh, I can see the security camera there. You need to shoot them." That to me was more fun than playing the game single player. And there was little features like that in every level throughout Time Splitters 2 that just make it one of my best co-op games.
I think that is a perfect explanation as to why multiplayer video gaming is so important and why there is a space for them when there is a true teamwork aspect in it, not like Sonic or Tails, where look, I love the Sonic games. I love the Sonic games. I love Sonic. He's one of my favorite characters in all of fiction and non-fiction. I think that Sonic 2 is the equivalent of, yeah, you can go if you bring your little brother with you.
Yes, it is.
That is not a genuine co-op game. Time Splitters 2 is a genuine co-op game because
Yes.
there is a need for two members, right? Time Crisis, that entire franchise, especially the one on arcades, is one for me as well.
Yep.
I definitely, there's a memory of me and my oldest friend, Miles. We were playing Time Crisis and we were so locked in. We didn't see that for some reason there were like bare people coming in the arcade to watch us play. I don't know what was going on. It was so weird because we were okay. We weren't particularly amazing, but we did finish it. We were good enough, I guess. But that's one of the memories that is burnt into my mind. But the fact that it was me and my best friend just playing this game, and we are just like bam, 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 bam. Very minimal communication, just bam, 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 bam. We know what we're doing. Bam, bam. So much fun. Very Rush Hour. Very like yeah. And maybe that's what those people saw when they came in and just watched us play. Yeah, it's there's something about those classic games that are just like they fully understand the social aspect of video games.
Yeah.
And this isn't sorry.
On Time Crisis, it's funny that you bring that up because in the state of play, they did say that they were bringing it back to go into the classics folder on the PlayStation Store. I don't think it will feel quite the same as being in an arcade or being on the PS, because we had the PS1 with the guns, the big grey guns. Don't think it's going to feel quite the same, but it will be a nice nostalgia trip to play the original Time Crisis. And they did say the PS5 controller will be, I can't remember the term, motion orientated, so you can actually aim with the controller. So there's a level of, the arcade factor coming in. It's not quite the same.
That's so cool. I don't know if I'm gonna, because I think I have to increase my subscription tier because I've got the PS Plus Basic just to get the free games. I think I'll have to go up a tier to play that. But I love Time Crisis, so maybe.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, maybe. I have one more game. I have one more game I want to talk about, and it isn't co-op in the traditional sense, but it is the Dark Souls franchise, specifically Dark Souls 3. But I can talk about the trilogy because it comes with a bit of a story as well. If anyone isn't aware of the Streamcast or hasn't been following us for like the last 5-6 years, we've been streaming ever since lockdown, and I defeated the last boss of Ghost of Tsushima. It famously took me 125 attempts because I played on the hardest difficulty and I did no side quest. So I was effectively level 1 going against the final boss. one of my good friends, who it is his birthday today, Sean, I believe he bought me Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 with the intention of torturing me. But what actually ended up happening was we ended up playing the games together. So we were basically co-op. He would be like, I guess, my bodyguard, and we'd go through the game. He'd be teaching me how to play the game whilst we're playing, which, in hindsight, it was a very fun way to actually learn how to play Dark Souls, to go against the bosses, to understand the mechanics, to understand that everyone is afraid of Dark Souls, but it's just a different type of game. And if you can get your head around what the game's trying to teach you, it's actually not that difficult. And Dark Souls 3 is like the epitome. It's the best game out of the three, in my opinion. And Sean and Jordan, who I should shout out as well, we were like, if you used to watch WWE, we were like the Shield. We were the ultimate 3-man crew, and we could take down all the bosses together. By the time I got to Dark Souls 3, I could kind of hold my own. I guess if you watch Dragon Ball, I was like Gohan. At the start, I was like a scrub. And then when 3 came out, I was like, okay, I'm not as good as these two beasts, but I can hold my own. I could beat a boss by myself. So that was a real coming of age story when we finally defeated the final boss of Dark Souls 3. And the side effect of being tortured by my good friend Sean is I am now obsessed with Souls games, which is now why I went through Bloodborne, loved it. I went through Sekiro, loved it. Second best game I've ever played in my life. Lies of P, love that game. And I'm always looking for the next one. Cuphead, I'm gonna finish that game. I'm obsessed with
Cuphead
it.
count as a Souls game? That's a whole other topic. Let's not get into that.
No. But in terms of how the sick fucks who made that game meticulously designed it to be a cute Tom and Jerry torturous game where you have to be
fair.
pixel perfect to win, I'd call it a Souls game. In Souls by nature, not Souls by name,
Right. But going back to what you said, that kind of nicely sums up what co-op games or co-op gaming is meant to be. Like, it doesn't need to literally be people playing a 2-player game or 3-player or whatever, but it is just the point of bringing people together that isn't just, hey, I played this game, I played this game, let's talk about it. You're experiencing it together. And I've had many instances where, both young and recent, where I've been playing a game or my brother's been playing a game, and we'll just go and sit in each other's rooms and watch them play the game, comment on it. If they can't do a level, you'll take over for a bit. Or if I can't do a level, he'll take over for a bit. And that is cooperative gaming in its finest. Whether the game was purposely made to be played that way or not doesn't really matter. But if it's bringing you together in order to play it, it can still count as a co-op game.
100%. Yeah. And co-op gaming, I'm so glad that you said it, because I agree. It's back, and more developers and more people are realizing that there is such a need to bring people together through gaming, because gaming is something that can be enjoyed by yourself, of course. And it's also something that can be enjoyed together, whether it's online or in person, because on the 5th of March, we are hosting our next Streamcast Club Night over at Zombie Games Cafe in Northwest London. It's back the first Thursday of every month. Bring your friends, bring the best vibes, because one of you people will have the opportunity to win yourself a Ghost of Yotei jersey, thanks to our friends at Dyenamik, who brings March's Games Night to you. All you have to do is sign up on our Eventbrite page. There'll be a link in the description, and play blackjack with us with this unique God of War deck that is perfectly timed because of the announcements. Play blackjack with us, and you will be entered into a raffle to walk home with that jersey, which is as much as a video game these days. So you definitely want to definitely want to be in the running for that. I do want to say I love Dyenamik. I think the stuff that they make are genuinely so cool. So they make a lot of like gaming related stuff, like cards playing cards and jerseys. So whether you want to support your favorite video game like a football team, they've got a ton of great stuff for like Street Fighter, for Ghost of Tsushima, for Cyberpunk, for God of War, etc. So they are a really cool gaming related company. And what's the buy-in? There is no buy-in. Look, Streamcast is for the people, and I am man of the people. It's not me saying it; other people are saying it. All you have to do is get a free ticket to Eventbrite, come through, play with us, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway. I have one last segment, Gabby.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
Are you down to?
It depends what it is.
So it's just, sometimes I go back through the podcasts that we've done in the past, to like get clips for the socials and stuff. And I remember Gabby saying, "Oh, you know what? I didn't do too great at the PS5 quiz, but if there was a PS2 quiz, I'd smash that."
I gotta be careful what I say on camera.
Would you like to take on a PS2 quiz?
Yeah, let's bring it on. Let's see if I can stay true to my words.
I have spared no expense in making this quiz. Wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry, hold on. That is actually the wrong one. Bear with.
Someone's put their PowerPoint together.
I'm a professional. There we go. All right.
Oh, we upgraded.
So it's gonna be real simple. And what's a passing grade? Let's find out. Okay. Question 1: which year was the PS2 released in the UK? A, 1998, B, 1999, C, 2000, or D, 2001?
I feel like I'm going to fail at the first hurdle already because 2001.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit.
It's 2000.
Oh, see, you know why? Because in my head, I was like, we spoke about the 25th anniversary and it's 2026. So it's 2001. But we spoke about the 25th anniversary last year.
Gabby.
I don't know what year we're in, okay?
Oh my! Gabby!
I forgot we haven't spoken since 2025. In my head, it's just been 2026 all year. The logic was correct. The maths was terrible.
I gave you a shout out as a math expert as well.
I know, honestly.
Okay. That's early jitters, early nerves.
Mr. Riddell says, I'm done. I'm also done. I failed the first hurdle.
Doesn't matter. Question 2 for the listeners and the viewers. How many PS2s have been sold worldwide? A, over 140 million. B, over 150 million. C, over 155 million. Or D, over 160 million.
So, did we say that the PS2 is still the best-selling console of all time?
Yeah.
So I know that much. No, I don't know. I was going to go high, but that feels like a trick. So I'm going to say... Wait, hang on. No, but technically, if I said over 140 million, that's A, B, C, and D all in one. So I'm still technically correct.
I won't give you the mark, but sure.
I'm not going to go for A because, I would be correct with A anyway. I think I'm going to go for B, over 150 million. Because in my head, for some reason, it's 152. But I don't think that's right. I don't want to go for the highest number with 160 because that feels like a trick. But no, I think it is D. Oh, God. No, stick to my original answer.
So you're going for B?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, God. The logic.
The logic was there.
But hey, 160 million is still over 150, so I'm still technically correct.
That's fine. I did say I won't give you that. I'm not. We did talk about this in the PS2 podcast as well. So I was trying
I
to
know.
I was thinking a little bit on like also there's the joke of Sony are just gonna find 12 million PS2s that they sold to the Mexican cartel, the Japanese Yakuza, the Italian mafia, and go, oh, hey, we actually will never be overtaken by the Switch.
I remember the conversation, just couldn't remember the number.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's still. You can turn this around. It's all good. Question 3. What is the best-selling PS2 game of all time? Is it A, GTA San Andreas? Is it B, GTA Vice City? Is it C, Metal Gear Solid 2? Or is it D, Kingdom Hearts?
It's got to be San Andreas, surely, because Metal Gear Solid 2 and Kingdom Hearts, although great selling games, fantastic games, they're not as big as the GTA games. And Vice City, to me, is the sub-game to San Andreas. So I feel like it has to be San Andreas. And if I'm wrong, then I don't know gaming.
You heard it here first. Does Gabby know games? Stick around to find out. Going A, GTA San Andreas. Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go. Good. All right, the comeback is on. So Gabby's on 1.
1 out of 3.
Number 4.
Oh, shit.
How many Simpsons games were released on PS2? Specifically the PS2. A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6?
My head is saying 3. Because Simpsons Hit and Run, obviously.
Of course.
Oh my god, there's another Simpsons game that my brain can't remember. And then the Simpsons movie game. What is the second? Why can't I remember what the second one is? Anyway, I don't remember there being another Simpsons game on the PS2 off the top of my head. And if there is, then I definitely didn't play it. So I'm going to have to go with 3.
Okay, 3. Final answer.
Yeah.
It's
shit. What's the 4th?
So I think it's Hit and Run, skateboarding, Road Rage.
That's the one I was thinking of. Road Rage.
And I think there's a game just called The Simpsons on PS2.
That's the movie game.
Oh, okay, fair.
So yeah, the skateboarding one I forgot.
Yeah, skateboarding and Road Rage, the other driving one.
Literally, I can remember the gameplay, but couldn't remember the name.
Oh, damn. It's okay. It's okay. You can still get a maximum of 6, I think. It's all good. 7? Okay. I don't know. Question 5. Who originally manufactured the iToy? A, Sony. B, Logitech. C, Canon. Or D, Panasonic?
Okay, it's not Canon. That's as far as I've got. I don't think it's Panasonic. That feels rogue, because back in early 2000s, Panasonic was more TVs. Sony feels like a trick question because PlayStation is Sony. So now I'm wondering if Logitech manufactured the iToy because they did webcams, and so therefore they knew miniature. I'm going to go with Logitech using my logic. No. But I have a feeling it might just be Sony, and that's a bit of a trick question.
We're going B, Logitech. Final answer.
Yeah.
Hey, well done. That is so cool how you just logically followed the way I was choosing the options as well. That is exactly what I was like trying to set up. So I'm very glad you didn't fall for the Sony pitfall. And sublime. Chef's kiss.
We're getting there.
That's right. 2 out of 5. We are good. Next question. Question 6. Did Guitar Man sell more copies in Japan or the United States?
That's a hard question. I don't know if Guitar Man even picked up in Japan. It's obviously a very Japanese game, but I don't know if it picked up in Japan, and it didn't sell that many in the US. Oh my god. Is this just US? This isn't US and Europe.
Just the US.
This again feels like a bit of a trick one. I'm gonna go with Japan simply because it's a very Japanese game, and although there are fans outside of Japan, I don't think there would be as many as home country.
Japan, final answer?
Yeah. Fuck.
It was the United States. Hey, the US is a bigger country.
It is, but no one's played Guitar Man.
To be fair, so I got that from someone who worked in the game. Actually, remarked in their book how surprised they were that the US sold more copies than Japan.
Oh.
So yeah, that is a fair statement to make from you.
Okay,
That's
interesting.
a little bit of a trick question from me.
Yeah, rude.
Question 7. Which console has the most licensed video games? A, the PS2, B, the Game Boy Advance, or also B, the Xbox 360?
Well, if I say B, I'm 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I don't think it's the Xbox 360, simply because in my head, Xbox just doesn't have as many licensed games as other companies. Game Boy Advance feels like a rogue thing to throw in there if it wasn't for a reason. But the PS2 is the best-selling console of all time, also for a reason. So, although this feels like another trick question, I think I need to go with PlayStation 2.
You're in A, PS2?
I don't like when you like do that thing because it makes me feel like I've got the question wrong.
I used to watch a lot of Chris Tarrant.
Yeah, I could tell.
A, final answer?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, correct.
God.
3. Yeah, I just thought these 3 have the most, like the largest recognizable libraries off top for like the average gamer that is our age. I think it does go in that order as well. PS2 has got like 1,500, I think. Game Boy Advance has got about 900. Xbox has got, I want to say 600, 800. Very rough estimates, but yeah, you're right. PS2. So PS2 quiz.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I got that wrong, bloody hell.
So Gabby's on 3 out of 7. Here we go. Next one. Which of these games came out first? This is question number 8. A, Burnout. B, Midnight Club 2. C, GTA 3. Or D, Need for Speed Underground.
Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to discount GTA 3. That's probably wrong, but I've discounted it already. And I'm trying to figure out which of these gaming, oh my God, brain, driving games came first. Because I think Burnout came before Need for Speed. Need for Speed saw Burnout do well, and that came out. So it was between Burnout and Midnight Club 2. I'm going to go classic Burnout and really hope that I'm correct.
A, Burnout. Final answer?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
GTA 3. I can't remember what the actual windows are now. But I think it's like a month or 2 between 2 of the games. So yeah, it was a bit of a trick question.
Okay.
But
that
was a hard one. That was a very hard question.
Yeah.
That was a very hard question. But I tried to give various topics of like the general PS2, Guitar Man, your game. I tried to be well-rounded. Number 9. Which game introduced the Nemesis system? A, Star Wars 3. B, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. C, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Or D, Shadow of Mordor.
Now this is a full shot in the dark because 1, I don't know what the Nemesis system is, and 2.
So okay.
Oh yes, please.
I will say I think to maybe help, I think I am allowed to like tell you what the Nemesis system is.
Okay.
I think it's fair. I think it's unfair.
Otherwise, it would be massive shot in the dark.
Yeah. So the Nemesis system basically is when you get killed in a game by a specific enemy, and you are like revived, and you meet that enemy again. That enemy remembers you, and there's dialogue to that effect. So sometimes you get killed by an enemy, and they'll get promoted because they killed you. And then when you meet them again, they are tougher or they have more loot. So that's what the Nemesis system is.
Then my second point was that I've not played any of the games.
Oh no.
Yeah. So hang on. No, I didn't play Star Wars 3. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I have a feeling I played slightly, but don't think I owned. Think I played it on a friend's console. Never played Lord of the Rings, never played Shadow of Mordor. So this is going to be shot in the dark. And logic-wise, funnily enough, I was just about to discount Harry Potter, and then I realized that maybe they would introduce it because it's no, discount Harry Potter. Ignore my logic. I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings, given the nature of Lord of the Rings. Either Lord of the Rings or Shadow of Mordor, but I've not played either, so I couldn't tell you. But I'm going to go for Lord of the Rings, given the nature of the story. And maybe they incorporated a Nemesis system into that game.
Go in Two Towers. Final answer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it's bloody Harry Potter. Okay.
Shadow of Mordor. So you did whittle it down to the right two. I'm pretty sure Shadow of Mordor is a Lord of the Rings game, so I
was going to say Mordor is in Lord of the Rings, so
yes.
Technically I'm still correct, right? Yeah. I'm getting a lot of technical points. Can I have my actual points and my technical points?
So I think you got 2 technical points, so we give you that.
Yeah, thanks.
So you're 5. You're really okay, so this was the trademark Blackamora tricky question, because obviously there were 2 Lord of the Rings options. And I guess the point of that question was to be like, okay, so it's got to be Lord of the Rings, judging by this logic. Which one is it? And yeah, of course, the one that actually has Lord of the Rings in the title.
It's not that one. Yeah.
Was the pitfall. But I think this is the last question.
Didn't you create the quiz?
I merely approved it. Question 10. Who developed Dog's Life? A. Capcom, B. EA, C. Frontier Developments, or D. Sony?
See, I'm gonna quite confidently give an answer because in my head I can still remember the intro sequence to the game. So if I say it confidently and I get it wrong, then I'm going to question my entire existence. But I have a feeling it's Frontier Developments.
Going Frontier Developments. Final answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
I remember the intro.
Well done. It is Frontier Developments. A nice one to wrap up the quiz. Let me stop sharing. Come on. Hey. Oh my God. Come on.
Quick distraction. I got 4 real points and then 3 technical, I think, out of that.
Yeah, so you got 4 actual and another 2 technical. So, depending on your point of view, you either got 4 or 6, which is still a passing grade. Mr. Redals is on your side.
There we go. Thanks.
Have some faith. I quite enjoy making these quizzes. I hope you had a good time playing that, Gabby.
I did. It makes me question my status as a gamer, but it's all right.
Nope, you are such a gamer. You're an absolute gamer. It's the first thing I said when I had Gabby on the screen. She is as much a gamer as I am, even more so. And I'm just a little trickster that likes to make these quizzes, and they're not going anywhere because the next podcast is on Monday, the 23rd of February, at a slightly later time of 8:30. It is 30 years of Pokemon, 1996, February the 27th. Red and green or blue, depending on whether you were in the West or East, launched into the world and birthed some of the most popular games, most popular franchises of all time. And I'm going to be developing a quiz just like this one to torture the pinnacle, the Premier League of Pokemon players to find out which one of them deserves to be at pole position on Monday. Don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of chaos. Wait, how do I get rid of this? There we go.
Oh, wow.
I'm such a professional. We have slightly gone over because we have so much to talk about. It's been a long time. It's the first time we've got Gabby on this year, but I'm very sure it won't be the last. Gabby, let the people know how they can support you. If you've got any projects coming up, yeah, let the people know about you.
If anyone's listened before, I'm sure they're used to my outro. I don't have a gaming channel or stream or anything. I love watching other people, but I don't tend to do anything myself. So you can't really find me anywhere in terms of gaming. If you want to find my Instagram, I don't post anything gaming on there. I've given it in the last pods. Go give them a listen. You can listen to the end and you can find those. There you go, little teaser. Otherwise, that's me. I'm on the pod. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. I've said this before. I don't really play online, so you can't really find my gamer tag. But if you manage to, good luck again. I've mentioned that on the pod, so we'll see if anyone comes. Otherwise, I've been Gabby. Thanks.
You've been Gabby. You've been great. I love how you put in like Easter eggs of if you want to find my thing, you gotta watch the older episodes because you find out who the true fans are.
Exactly.
And we've grown in terms of our fandom. Of course, we've got million podcasts saying we're the 25th best gaming podcast in the UK. But I've also noticed, I do the stats, that the percentage of non-subscribed viewers has gone down drastically. It's now at 25%. There was a time where it was 60%. So now it's only 1 in 4 of you people who are viewing this are not subscribed. First of all, I'm very happy about that because it means we are moving in the right direction. Second of all, hi new viewers. Hello, I'm Black Amora, most hated in gaming, but it's okay because you will learn to get to know and hopefully love this character. And thirdly, subscribe. The entire point of that sentence. Please hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, set it to all so you get all the notifications as soon as they go live. Streamcast will most likely be on your YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram feed. So please follow us on Streamcast _ on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, right here, youtube.com/Streamcast. I've already said the next podcast is going to be on Monday and it's going to be a quiz. The plan is to do them quarterly. So keep an eye out for that. But that is it, basically. I am ready to make some pancakes now and live up to Pancake Day.
Oh yeah, happy Pancake Day. We did say that at the beginning, but I forgot.
I hope you have an amazing rest of your week to everyone watching and or listening to this, whether this is on YouTube. First of all, give us a thumbs up if you're watching this live or on demand. If you're watching this on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, please give us a positive review or an honest one. I always want to improve the product and give you the best possible show. Until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Stay safe. We'll see you on the next Streamcast.